Hey guys, it's Jen over at worldofjencraft.com, and this is our project for today. And no, it is not a card. It is a little cute 3D project. It's a little gift bag. The measurement on this is 1.5 width, I guess, 3 1/4 across, and then it is 3.5 inches tall. So there's all sorts of different little things that you could put in this little box. So I found this box on my second upline, Angie Juda's website. She is a great resource for all things 3D. I'm kind of more of a card person personally, but I do love the way this turned out, and I keep telling you guys, I know I need to start doing more 3D boxes and stuff. So I made this one, and then I did have a little snowman left over too from my other videos and coloring, and so I made this one using the snowman. Isn't that just absolutely adorable? So this is the one we're making, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the supplies and we'll get to how I made it. The red mini tinsel trim is what I used. It comes in a 2-pack with the silver, and it's in the holiday catalog and will be going away shortly. This is the triple banner punch. The seasonal Chums bundle with the die set and the stamp set. Again, this is in the holiday catalog and will be going away at the end of the month. My go-to dice are the stitched shapes framelits and the layering circles framelits. And you certainly could use a plain circle. You don't have to have the stitch circle. I just really love the added dimension that that gives. I used Memento Tuxedo Black for my ink because I did use my alcohol markers. Let me grab them here quick. I will list these out on my video as to which colors I used. And then the other thing that you're going to need is a corner punch, and this is not Stampin Up. It is one I just found at Hobby Lobby. So for cardstock, you are going to need a 6.5 by 11. This is the craft cardstock that came in the Merry Little Christmas cardstock pack. So crumb cake would also look really cute with this. And then you are also going to need, out of that, a 2.5 inch scalloped circle. Whisper white cardstock, you're going to need a scrap big enough to stamp out our little reindeer, a 1 3/4 by 3 3/8 inch white, Whisper white for the banner. Angie's was 1.5, but I decided I wanted mine a little bit wider than what she had used. And then this is a 2 3/8 inch stitched circle, along with a little 1/2 inch by 1 1/4. And I do have another 1/2 inch strip cut, just in case I don't quite center this or get this right on that piece. And then lastly, you're going to need 2 pieces of 3 by 4 3/4, and this paper pack, this DSP, is escaping my mind right now, so I will list it on the video as well. How bad is that? This side is really cute too, and this is the side that I used for this one. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stamp out my little reindeer first, and then we'll get to scoring and putting the box together and then assembling the box. Grabbing out my little stamp, and again, this is one that could be converted into a single use or could be used as a tag. And I just used it as a single use. So I'm just going to stamp this little guy out on here, and then we're going to set it aside while we work on and assemble our box. Let me grab out our cardstock here, and I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. If you have a simply scored scoring tool or another scoring board, that works as well, but I am using my paper trimmer and my handy dandy bone folder. So on the landscape side, so the long edge, you are going to score at 1.5, and then 4 3/4, and then 6 1/4, and 9 1/2. So I don't know, yep, there it is, it's showing. I wasn't sure if that went off my camera. So then you're going to turn this tall. So this is the portrait side, and this is going to be done at 3/4 of an inch. And then 1 1/2. And then 5. All right, so that scoring is all done. And what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I'll fast forward my video through it, is I'm going to go ahead and fold and crease all of these lines using my bone folder. All right, now that we have this, I will show you the template that I used in order to create it. So when you're done cutting, it's going to look like this. So we're going to start having our 2 lines up here at the top. We are going to cut off this little corner here. And then you're going to want to kind of angle this just a little bit. And then we're going to just cut up to this score line here on these 2. And then on this one as well. And then I'll just kind of flip this as I flip my paper. So for this one, we're going to cut up here, and we're going to trim off this corner. And we're going to skip this section and come over here and cut this one. And this one is going to come completely off. So you'll just fold this down here and cut off this tab. And then you're going to come over to this last section, and we're going to completely cut this one off, and angling again this portion here. So now what we have is it looks like this. And this is where our corner rounder is going to come into place, and we're just going to round the corners of these sections here. All right, so now we have our little box. So the 2 pieces that we cut of our DSP, we're just going to round the corners of these at the, well, whichever end, then that will become the top of it. And these are going to get adhered down onto these pieces here. This one's going to go here, keeping it centered. And then we'll do the same on this side. And then that's going to go on here. So just like that. Now for these next sections, I went ahead and used a stronger adhesive, but because I'm not prepared as much as I thought I was, I'm just going to use my snail, but you're going to want to use either a Terran tape or maybe the red line tape or something stronger than the snail adhesive. But for demonstration purposes today, we are going to be using the snail. And so that's going to come around here, and you're just going to line up your edges with that. And then this is going to become our back side, because this is where our little, our front is going to be where that folds nicely here. So on the bottom, these are going to come down, and then this is going to get folded in, and you're going to put adhesive on this portion here. So that's just like that. And then this is going to come down like that, and we're going to fold this down, so this is going to come back, this is going to go down, and that's what's going to give our nice little thing here at the top. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to bring back in my little stamped image, and we're just going to be coloring this portion of him. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll fast forward through my coloring, but it's going to be pretty simple coloring. I didn't do a whole lot of shading on this one. So just basically straightforward coloring. All right, so that's how he turned out. Pretty sweet, huh? The one thing that I did do is I started off with my dark crumb cake, and I just took my dark crumb cake along the natural lines here of him, even up here in his tail. And then I just colored over it with the light crumb cake and then went over it with the light crumb cake again. So that kind of darkened him up just a bit. Other than that, my little bell in the center, I used the dark along the lines and then came in with my light and then came in with my dark one more time over those lines to make them a little bit more defined. So let's grab out our Big Shot and we're going to cut him out. And, you know, when I was making this, I thought maybe it might be cute to make a backside to this because we already have the paper on it. So you could certainly use the backside of him and decorate the back of your box as well. But I didn't really feel like decorating the back of my box because that meant more time spent on it. So, all right, so this is what we have. And then we're going to just take our scissors, and this one's not as easy as a little snowman. But if you kind of follow in along the line here, you can easily cut out where his little antler is. And no one will never know, or ever know. Never know, ever know. So there, that's what it is. That's what he looks like. So the rest of this, let's go ahead and I'm going to bring him back in our camera. And let's get to finishing up this box. Let's bring out our triple banner punch, and I'm going to go ahead and flip this over to the back and feed this through, and I'm just going to look for it being centered. So I like to push it out just a little bit so I see my edges, and then I'm going to pull it back so I can see that my edges are going to be even when I punch. And there you go. Simple, simple banner. This is going to go onto our scalloped piece. Just centered onto our circle, and then we're going to pop the circle up, and I'm going to bring my box back in here and let's adhere our banner, and that's just going to go centered top to bottom. If I can hold my box straight. So that'll go there, and then let's throw our little circle on, and it's going to go pretty much centered in your banner. So just like that. We'll put our little sweet deer on it, or reindeer. And I'm just going to kind of keep him off centered a little bit. Generally I like to center him, but I'm going to go ahead and put my sentiment on there. So let's see, I think maybe like that. And our sentiment is going to get stamped out in the same ink I stamped him in, so our memento. And I'm going to attempt to get this, sorry if you saw my glasses there, I kind of wanted to see what I'm doing here. So let me get this right side up, and I'm going to bring it down here and hopefully not get my head in the way, because this may not get stamped perfectly straight on here because I can't really see. Oh, okay, not too bad. I'll take it. And so for this, I went ahead and I think I'm just going to kind of trim it down actually, because I don't want my banner to be that long. And then I'm just going to try and attempt to find the center of this and clip into here to create our little banner edge. And that is just going to get adhered directly onto our circle, like so. So we're going to pretend that we don't see that little black piece on it. And then we're going to get one of our little gold binder clips, which I forgot to list in our supplies, and then I just realized that, isn't that cute? So I just realized I did not use this mini tinsel trim. I used the white 1/8 of an inch ribbon. And I suppose you could use that on there, but I kind of liked the white on top of this red versus the red on it, because I do believe I tried that at first. And it just wasn't looking right to me. So again, my new favorite way of tying bows, I'm going to bring my ribbon across like this, bring it around the back side of it, and then loop, try and loop it through here very carefully. There. I might leave this one a little bit bigger than I did my last one. My last one might have been a little too small. So there's that. Let's trim out our little edges here. And I left these a little bit longer. Maybe not that long. Let's see how that looks. And that's just going to get pop dotted onto the bottom of our binder clip. So I just kind of put that down here. Yeah, I kind of like that little bit longer tails on there. So that's it. This is our project. Didn't that turn out just so stinking adorable? I need to make more of these, like 3D items, because I do end up having a lot of fun when I make them, and they are just really super cute. So I'm going to bring back in my little snowman so you guys can have another look at him along with this one. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you would like the dimensions and a printable downloadable supply list for this project, you can hop on over to my website, worldofjencraft.com, and I will have that available for you. So thank you again. I appreciate it. I will talk to you later. Bye.